but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the new. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I like to be away in my patience. Stay up, I feel so outdated. How can we look the other way? Sun is out, but the sky is gray. What would happen if I took a chance? It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do it. The truth is hard to swallow, I think I'll chew it. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I wish I knew.
What a beautiful day. Guys, I'm about ready to go up on the hill and take a look around a little bit up there. Might take some pictures on the way up. Hope you're having a wonderful day. All right, let's go. Fruit everywhere up here. Nobody would starve to death up here. A little apple growing on this oak tree. Who knew they had little apples? I wonder what that is. Huh. Trying to figure out where all this water comes from, because you don't see any runoff except just like a little, maybe a trickle goes through there and it just dissipates. But right over here you've got a big area over here where I thought maybe this acts like a big bathtub, and the water always runs down there and then it runs out, but I followed it and doesn't go anywhere. It just kind of puddles up there and dries out, I guess, or something. But over here, starting from right about here, because this is pretty much the top of the hill, and I see it does run down through here, puddles up right here, and runs down through here. But you know, where's all this water coming from? I don't think it's that big of a water flow at this point. I guess it's just accumulation. So water comes along here, somehow makes its way to this side of the trail. And there's where it takes off. Almost like a spring, but there's no spring. Oh, there goes a lizard. He's a lizard dog. And you ain't gonna catch a lizard. They're too fast for you. Let's see where this little ditch goes. Now see, as the water builds up that far, just up there to here, all this water is raining and is building up. And now we've got a torrent. Well, I don't know if it's a torrent, but maybe a stream. A small stream. Now this only happens when it's raining pretty hard, because it soaks in. If it just rains a little bit, it soaks in. It takes an hour or so of raining hard, and then it starts doing, I don't know how long it actually takes, but I'm assuming that. And so then it's kind of getting a little stronger, maybe almost like a little creek bed here. And then it goes down through here. You can definitely see it becomes a creek at some point during the year and runs down. And so I'm trying to see if this particular creek is the one that I think it is down at the bottom. Looks like little monuments up here. But they're not monuments made by men. These are made by the Lord. Look at that monument there. Huh. The Lord stacked it up. And this is a statue of a seal who's been beached here for thousands of years, and now he's petrified. Oh, I love this up here. Buster and I love it. Now the other two dogs are watching their baby, so they don't go with me on the walks as much. They'll go a little while and then they come. So it's coming down. It's a little stream right at this point. Builds up steam till it looks like it's, a pretty good little torrent of water. But where does it go from here? Does it just dissipate here? No, it does go down through there. It's still just a small stream though. And it's going down through here. Oh, I see a chicken. Oh, that's a chicken. I thought it was a rabbit. So we're still going. And comes right down into my camp. So I'm wondering if I should make a well down here where it all, it just keeps going, see? Right here. Now it's getting kind of much deeper, But obviously that indicates the water gets roaring through here at least once a year. I don't know, in order to make this little... And then we've got this beautiful tree that must be watering. I love these trees. But it's coming right down through here. And look at this tree. Isn't that something? That's a big old tree. Not as big as that one. Little. That's the mommy tree. That's a big one. And then right there's the big mother ponderosa, which you can't see from here very well, but it goes up in the sky, way up there. Anywho, I'm still following the creek. Seasonal, to say the least. And then sometimes it just kind of dissipates. It comes there and just kind of, So, do I consider it, to be continuing here? I don't think so. It kind of dissipates right here. Maybe this is where I need to, my property, this is my property. I wonder if I should dig a well here under that tree. Because in my dream, when I came here, I saw water up in here next to this cliff. And everything I saw in my dreams come true. So I'm thinking about digging there or doing something in this area. I'm still looking because I don't know exactly where. I feel like there's a little spring or something here. And I haven't found it yet. Coming out of that cliff. We'll see. Here's Barry. She's take a little walk, take a rest from feeding the babies. They're investigators, these dogs. Oh, Buster's getting to be a really good watchdog. He is an amazing watchdog now. But if you go down further, see, it seems like it just kind of ends here. But if you keep going over this hump a little bit more, there's nowhere it picks up again right here. But you can just walk a little bit this way and down here is where I was gonna, where it seems like all the water sort of levels out the bottom down here. But I'm not completely quite sure if there's any specific ditch going all the way to it. There's my little forest in there. So this is a different ditch, and it comes down all the way. Let me see. But this comes onto my property too. And this is where I was going to dig the well. I'm still thinking about doing it, but oh, I think it goes down through there somewhere. It kind of comes down through there. And maybe, let's see, right, okay, right here. It all kind of, this whole little valley or whatever, this little meadow comes down and it starts puddling up down here. See? And it gets pretty puddly down here, like I don't know, we'll find out when it starts raining if this is standing water or anything for a few days, or probably wouldn't be for longer than a few hours. But here's this spot that I had originally said I was gonna come down here and dig, and I already started digging. That's where I found all the clay. Now this is a dried up riverbed, you know, creek, not even a river, it's just a dried up wash, right? But water comes down here at least once a year. I want to catch it. I'm going to dig a big hole and catch it, and it goes across my little drive. This is my little road coming in. I didn't do anything but just drive over the ground, and I've got to come out here and knock the bumps off, but it goes back into the dome, my camp. Anyway, this is where I started digging, and I'm just getting the clay out of it right now, and I'm going to keep going down. I want to make a 10 by 10 by 10 there, which is 2,000 gallons. But the water just comes to there and stops and makes this little meadow, or almost like it looks like it makes a pond here for a period of time, but I doubt whether it lasts very long. Huh, Barry? You getting your energy back? That pregnancy takes a lot out of you. 7 puppies. 7 at a time. Woo, that's your first batch. What's your second batch going to be like? Usually they get bigger as you go. We're not going to have a second batch, are we? Yeah, Buster's going to get fixed. I don't want to, but I really don't think we should have any more puppies. We're going to have as many as we can have or want right now. And so enough to make our little doggy power for the cart we're going to build. Chariot. I forgot I had a new name for my property. Oh yeah, it's Red Mesa. I found out that the road here coming in is called Red Mesa. So this is known then as the Red Mesa. So I wouldn't want to rename it. That seems very appropriate because there's my Red Mesa. And I guess it's on the map that way, so we're going to continue to call it. I bought Red Mesa, guys. The Red Mesa. Oh, and the little... I don't know anything about hummingbirds. They drank all that stuff I bought for them, so I put sugar water in it. Brown sugar. And they've been drinking it. So I guess you can do that, but I don't know if it's healthy for them, so... I don't know. I don't really think that stuff you buy for them is probably healthy. It's got food coloring and everything. So... so I'm gonna, so this is my new thing here. We're doing some experiments too with the magnesium anoid rods. So we've got a spout on that one, and when it is dry, we got another one behind it, and I have the pump. I can pump it in, or I can just take this one and go fill it up. Pretty simple, but here's the, I said I was going to show you what I've done with the stove. Yeah, lengthened the top on it and made some little castle tops so you can put the thing on there. But, anywho. We got a light up there too. There's a light over there. Anywho, I got to get busy putting the rest of that pony wall up. Here's the puppies. They're still too little. Here's Mommy. Where's the little Wolfie? Here's one. It's got a little bit of a mascara. And this one. This one's a little husky. Yeah, they're getting fluffy. Alright. Let me show you something else. Okay. Up here is the big one. And so I'm going to go see if there's a way that we can run a pipe from up there, maybe a foot under the ground or 6 inches or something, just a PVC pipe down and across there over to the camp. Alright, now that might be feasible, but let me show you why we might do that. It had to be, it might not be feasible because this really isn't my land over here. But I thought maybe even at least temporarily, maybe years before anybody even comes out here. And meteorite? Probably not, nah. Just sandstone. Piece of lava or something, but it's just sandstone. So, because my property, see, is just up on top, just a few feet over the edge there. Goes along here. I think that. No, my property's right here. So this is my property line across here. But where I'm talking about getting the water is just off the property line, right here. Because let me show you. Like I say, I don't know whether I'd be illegally, I mean, technically, no, it's not my property, but it's just a few feet off. I might be able to utilize it for now anyway. I don't think anybody's going to move in here for years. So, I don't know how that would work, but here's where all this water comes down. See? And it comes in, it's like a torrent of water, a gorge. I'm sure this did not wash out without there being a lot of water coming through there. I'll show you. It's up there. And it comes down. But we looked at this once before. So, let's go up here and I'll show you. What I was thinking is, since this is such a little kind of canyon, I could easily dam this up across here and make a dam, and all of this area would be full of water. I mean, I could make it 20 feet high by, you know, this would make, now I said the other day 10 by 10 by 10 was 2,000, but it's 7,500 gallons. So that would hold right there. That, if I could fill that up with water, it's going to be coming down at least once or twice a year when it rains real hard during August and September and sometimes July. Come down here and fill this up. This whole area would be like 15 to 20, 30,000 gallons of water. If I could raise this dam up to at least here, then, well, I wouldn't probably be able to raise it more than about here across. Right to here. And that'd be about 10 feet, but it's also farther than 10 feet back up in there and then back up into there. So it might be something like 20,000 gallons of water in this hole if I could fill it up. And this, like I said, it's just, it's probably, 100, 200 feet off my property, or 100 feet, something like that. But it is not on my property. And I guess not only is it a bigger torrent coming down through here, but there's a place to dam it. So I wouldn't have to dig the hole. I just have to make a dam, which would be easier than digging. You see, all this water is coming off of all this. Just everything, it's all rock. See, it's like it can't leak. It's a solid rock basin. So all the water comes down. When it rains, this whole area, it's a lot of square feet, all runs down through here. And I can catch it down there. So that's what we're thinking about doing. You see these ponderosas popping up, and the oak trees. See all the oak trees through here. Because this area keeps getting water soaking in. Some good sized ponderosas there. Beautiful view here though. Because the top of my property is just right there. And so I'm just across the gorge here. And this is what we usually look at. It's so beautiful. And all I want is a little bit of water. And if I had that water dammed up there, if nothing else, I could come and dip a bucket out every day for my needs and walk back. It's just a couple hundred yards to the camp. 300 yards or something. But I am higher here than camp. But there's a little area I'd have to kind of go around. So I don't know if I could get a PVC pipe to run that water down into a tank on my property. So all I'd be doing is using this as a, if I dam this up and it filled up with water, whoever ends up buying this, if it was 5 years down the road, they would thank me for making a well for them. And of course they might, since I made it for them, even allow me to still use some of the water. I don't know, but nobody owns it right now as far as I know. At least nobody's out here. Somebody may have purchased the land, or a real estate company, but it's not, nobody's down here living. and they haven't been here for many years. And probably won't for many more, but look at how you can see why there's so much water that comes, because anytime it rains, like even if you take into consideration that when the rain comes down, it soaks into the ground. Up here, it's not going to soak into the ground very much because it's all solid rock. So all of this area is just a bedrock in some way. I heard a weird noise coming from under that log. I don't know if it was a rattle, but I don't think it was, but it was an awful weird noise. So I don't really want to find out what it was. So let's just think it was nothing. Probably with my imagination. But I don't like sticking my foot under a log where I hear a weird noise. I don't know what that was. I don't think it was anything. But you can see this is all rock. All of this is all rock. This entire little basin here, when it rains, it all runs down right through there into my hole. See, that's what I'm thinking of doing. I don't know if it'll work, but it doesn't seem like it wouldn't to me. It doesn't seem like it wouldn't. It seems like it would. And look at this big old juniper. Whoo! There's juniper berries coming on there. Make some gin. If I drank gin, I might make it. But just look at this. I mean, it just comes down. You know, man, that's a big old juniper, isn't it? For a juniper, you don't usually see them big like that. It's all these oak trees along the banks, you know. And this is the driest time of year. Just before it starts raining. It's about to start raining. It's been raining every day now for the last 4 or 5 days, but just sprinkling. And then you'll have a thunderstorm, you know, somewhere along in the evening, maybe for 20 minutes, but it might not even rain much because it's intermittent sprinkling from some of these clouds. But usually during the month of July, August, September, you get monsoon rains where you'll just fill up that hole in an hour, right? And then if I had a way to drain it into a tank and it did it for a few more days during that month, I could fill several tanks of water up. And like I said, that's about 15, 20, 30,000 gallons of water. Probably at least 20,000 gallons of water. This is all rock. All a big rock basin. Designed, the Lord designed. This is how the Lord designed the world. There's places where you can get water. But mankind today come around, they look at this and they go, well, this is dry, it's a desert, and no water here. This is the way the water is given to you in the desert. Is given to you when it rains. And you have these gorges and you dam them up and you fill up a big hole. It's really simple. It's quite simple. It's elementary, dear Watson. Elementary. Oh, look at this. Isn't that pretty? I don't know why I think that's pretty, but that's just, look at that. It's just like beautiful. I'm not kidding you. That's the most, I don't know if you can see that. It's like, it's just like glistening. Oh man, I don't know. It's like each of these little seeds. You could probably grind this and eat it. It's probably some kind of grain. All these little red bugles or whatever they are. I wonder if that's the same. Probably not. Yeah. Then we got the oaks. Here's the acorn coming on. And all these little acorns, you can grind it up, make bread out of it. The natives did, but you could also feed it to dogs and chickens. So I got pine nuts that I'm going to harvest, yucca fruit, acorns, juniper berries. And you can figure out what it is you're supposed to do with each of these things that the Lord has provided for us. Some of it just may be livestock feed or You know, the pitch on the trees, you can make turpentine. You can starter fluid or something. It's a great incense. It sure does make the mood better when you put that incense in the fire. This is just so amazing. These big old trees. They don't get enough water to even stay green. Except for at the top. There's no one. There's water, but it's all soaks in. When it rains a lot here. Every month of the year it rains several inches. In July, August, September it rains a lot. But it all soaks into the sand. So there's little pockets of water under the sand, and these trees must be tapping. So there's the ditch, and there's where I'd have my hole. And my property's right here. Right here. Yeah. I was thinking about putting a dome right here. Me and my daughter packed that thing up here. And her husband. We packed the whole thing up, all the tools, all the boards, cinder blocks. And then we decided not to do it. So, my camp's on the other side of the bluff. And this water, and my property goes to here, and the water's right there. But I can run a PVC pipe around the bluff over to the camp, maybe. Or just come and dip it out in buckets if I needed to. Oh, it's the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place right here. It's the most beautiful place on my property. It's just right top of this, probably. And that's a big old ponderosa right there, too. Not a huge one, but it's, you know. Huh. They're up there making love. Summer love. Summer love. Hey Maggie. Say cheese. Maggie, say cheese. Cheese. Okay, no cheeses. That's too cheesy. Like these kinds of boards are laying all over the place. These logs, and I don't know. You know, you could make some kind of a dam, get some mortar, just throw a bunch of stuff in there like these old logs and some rocks, and then plug up all the holes with mortar, and you'd have a dam within probably for about $20 and a day's work, and it would definitely fill up with water. It would have to, and then you'd have some water. the pipe down through here and around down to the camp. The pipe would be a lot of work, probably more work than the dam, but well, no, it really wouldn't be a lot of work, but it would cost quite a bit to get the pipe all the way over to the other end, probably a few $100s or something. But the main thing is getting that dam up and having the water there. You know, at least I'd have water. I could go walk, get a bucket of water. Be a lot of, you know, hiking just to get a bucket of water. It takes a bucket of water, probably about at least a gallon or 2 gallons a day for chickens and dogs. Probably a gallon at least. You know, probably 2 gallons a day for dogs and chickens. So if I had a 5-gallon bucket, I could carry it over, and that might be almost enough for me and the dogs each day. Because I just drink coffee, and if I want to shower or wash, maybe I could just come over here and jump in, right? Then I wouldn't be able to drink it, I guess. I don't know. Guess that wouldn't work. But I'm gonna dig a well here somewhere. I mean, I'm fine now, as long as the city of Pine Hill, they got this well out of town. It's a 3,000-foot well. It's beautiful, beautiful mineral water, spring water, and they, you know, well water, and they bring it up from 3,000 feet, and you can fill up your tanks with it, and it's for 55 gallons. It's only $2. So I take both of them, and it's gonna be about $4 for 110 gallons. So that works great. You know, other than the fact that about once a month you got to go over there and fill the tanks up. But I need to get water on the property in case, you know, anything ever happens and I can't get to town, or they close down the roads or shut down the well or whatever. I have to have water here. So, you know, you can catch it from rain, but I also want to use some other means to really catch a lot of water so I can really have a good garden and everything. Anywho, that's what I'm doing today. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this and load it, and I might even make another video on later on tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.